Very good afternoon to you, Ian.
Nice to have you with us as ever. I mean, you know, this naturally disturbs anyone. I think if you work in the world of journalism, and particularly those of us that work in this building, it is particularly pronounced and disturbing, the idea that Russia can do this. They've done it before, they have form for it, but not for a while. And here is what is clearly demonstrably an innocent man has just been sentenced to 16 years by a Russian court, all held, of course, in secret.
It's the worst news, isn't it? And our thoughts have to go out to his family and his close colleagues at the Wall Street Journal. I mean, just horrendous news that the Russian court, as you say, held in secret, has decided that Evan Gershkovich should be sentenced to 16 years in prison. Clearly, there are other things going on politically here with the Russian authorities, and this goes all the way up to Vladimir Putin in the Kremlin, right? Are trying to leverage as much, possibly whether it comes to a prisoner swap with those held by US authorities. But 16 years for, as you say, charges which have just come out of thin air. There's absolutely no substance to them whatsoever. And this just seems to be some sort of political motivation on behalf of the Kremlin to try and leverage as much as possible in any future negotiations as the US authorities try to secure Evan's release. But, you know, as I said, our thoughts have to be with his family, his friends and his colleagues at the Wall Street Journal and across News UK and beyond within the company, this terrible, terrible news.
There is a statement from the editor of the Wall Street Journal, Emma Tucker, and Alma Latour, CEO of Dow Jones, again, same company, said this is disgraceful. This disgraceful sham conviction comes after Evan has spent 478 days in prison, wrongfully detained away from his family and friends, prevented from reporting, all for doing his job as a journalist. We will continue to do everything possible to press for Evan's release and support his family. Journalism is not a crime and we will not rest until he is released. This must end now. That's the statement from the Wall Street Journal editor and the CEO of Dow Jones. And the smart money, Theo, seems to suggest that Russia will look for a prisoner swap here. And the theory goes that if you give a substantial prison sentence, then what you're going to get back is a substantial, fairly robustly convicted prisoner at the other end, rather than, you know, if you gave him 2 weeks in jail, then you've got no bargaining power.
Exactly that. And by handing down a 16-year sentence, what the Russian authorities have done is they've given their colleagues, you'd presume the FSB, when it comes to any negotiations with the CIA or other authorities in the United States, that maximum amount of leverage, so that they can say, well, actually, and this is, you know, completely made up. Let's just get that straight, right? But you know, the Russian authorities can say, actually, this is somebody who we've convicted on very serious charges. He's been found guilty. He's got a prison term of 16 years, which, of course, you know, would speak to what we say are very serious charges. There's no chance of his release anytime soon. And the Russian authorities will be hoping maybe, you know, in terms of those negotiations, they may be even able to secure the release of more than one prisoner that is held in America or on American soil in return for Evan. So they're trying to create maximum, as you say, Ian, maximum leverage to take advantage of in those negotiations. But as you say, there's no substance to it. Evan is a well-respected journalist, well-regarded journalist who was doing his job when he was snatched off the street and brought to trial on these spurious and egregious charges.
Indeed.